All right. Welcome everyone to the Big Clean series. We are on part 2 called Turn on the Light. If you missed part 1, which was 2 weeks ago, you want to make sure that you speak with the person that invited you because they will certainly send you the recording. But tonight is all about gut health and our microbiome and how that affects our brain health, our immune health, and everything in our body. So my name is Alison Chuggerman, and I am, am I not sharing? Am I sharing? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
you are.
just, okay. It's not
Yep.
letting me do the slides. Oh, there we go. Is that clear to you? Just checking because I have a big box in front of my, okay, perfect. All right. So my name is Alison Chuggerman, as I mentioned, and I am a board certified integrative nutritionist and a health coach, and I've been involved in the health and wellness field for over 22 years. I'm actually dedicated to raising the awareness of the profound impact that food, supplementation, and lifestyle have on our overall well-being. I am thrilled that you're here tonight because a few years ago, I was actually looking for something to fill in the nutritional gaps with my clients. They didn't necessarily love kale as much as I did, nor were they inclined to get in the kitchen and cook. So I started on a simple strip of vitamins, and we'll share a little bit about that later. But it made a tremendous difference in my energy levels, how I felt, my sleep. I had more mental clarity, and I couldn't help sharing this with others. And so today's webinar is all about all the important aspects of this that I learned over my journey over the last 20 years. And I specifically work with women now with digestive and gut health. And so I am thrilled that Ashley is here this evening with me. So I'd like to have her introduce herself as well.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Alison. I love partnering with Alison because she has such a wealth of nutrition information, and I learn from her every time. So, and this is a really good one because she just is so knowledgeable, and I love this topic. And you'll get to hear a really great testimony a little later, so be sure to stand by for that. But I'm really excited to be a part of this because having a Shaklee business has been my dream since I was a little girl, and I have really felt blessed to be able to have this business that is allowed me to stay home with my kids and volunteer when I want and be a part of the community, and also have a business that I could help other people feel better and also achieve their dreams. And I feel grateful that these products have helped me control allergies, get past digestive issues, regular pains and aches, and of course my weight loss journey, which some of you heard last week, how I lost 25 pounds, 5 inches of my hips, 4.5 of my waist in a 3-month period, and have been able to keep that off. So I love that we have these products that are beyond organic that really can help make a difference, and a business opportunity that we can help other people as well. So as you go through and hear all about this tonight, I hope that you'll learn a little bit more about gut health, brain health, as well as Shaklee and our business, and be sure to talk to the person that invited you to learn more. Thank you, Alison.
All right, thank you, Ashley. All right, let's begin. So this webinar is for you if you suffer from any of these things that are listed here, whether that's digestive concerns, whether you want to strengthen your immune system, maybe you've been experiencing brain fog or forgetfulness, or why you walked into the room, or where your keys are. Maybe you have acne or psoriasis or eczema, which are specific skin conditions that can be related to gut health. Ashley mentioned aches and pains, bloating, gas, all these things listed here. I hope that you're going to learn something tonight, and let's just begin. So what is your gut trying to tell you? Well, our gut, also known as our microbiome, has been found to be a community of microorganisms living inside our body. So actually deep in your gut, there are 40 trillion chemists hard at work. Our microbiome plays a significant beneficial role in the entire body, and it helps us to metabolize, to make some important vitamins and nutrients that we can't produce on our own. It helps support our immune system and protect us from disease. So it's amazing what's going on in our gut. I don't know if you know this or not, but this information that we're going to be sharing this evening could very well be the most compelling frontier in health sciences. Really in the last decade, they've found out so much about what our gut health is due. And I don't know if you remember a gentleman named Hippocrates, who is the father of Western medicine, but he said all disease begins in the gut. So he wasn't far off, because all the things that are happening with our food supply.
I said
highly-
no, thank you.
Whoops, could everybody please mute themselves? I thought I had everybody muted, but make sure so we can have a clean recording. All right, so what we eat, what we drink has been incredibly altering our entire body. Over the last 100 years with the industrialization of our food supply, our diets have changed dramatically. We have highly processed foods, high sugar, high fiber, high fat, or low fiber, I should say, high fat. And I like to think of our insides as our inner garden. So the food we eat not only feeds our cells, but also determines what kind of garden we're growing in our gut. Because this garden is actually filled with bugs. That's what bacteria is. We have good bacteria and bad bacteria in there. And it really supports everything that we're eating, supports that garden. So when it comes to the bacteria in your gut, every time you eat something, you are actually feeding somebody. And what I mean by that is, unfortunately, this modern industrialized diet is all too often feeding the bad guys and, just as importantly, starving the good guys. So simply put, the bad bacteria in our bodies can feed on sugar and unhealthy fats and all those chemicals that are in junk food. The single most important nutrient that good bacteria needs to survive is fiber. And when they have plenty of fiber, they can do their job, and your digestion, your mental function, and even your mood can reap the benefits. So if your bacteria are sick, so are you. So just a quick recap, we need more good bacteria than bad, and we also have to feed the good bacteria to allow it to multiply and colonize. So stay tuned on how we do that. So you can see here a list of diseases or possible diseases that are linked to gut health. You might not attribute any of the problems that you're experiencing to the state of your gut, but I can tell you, as Hippocrates stated, it all begins there. So such things as acne and allergies and arthritis, which means that there's signs of inflammation in various parts of your body, autoimmune diseases such as IBS, Hashimoto's, rheumatoid arthritis, even type 1 diabetes and lupus and multiple sclerosis could all be affected and improved by better gut health. All of these occur when our immune system runs rampant, especially these autoimmune diseases, and starts attacking healthy tissues. So our gut houses 70% of the cells that make up our immune system. So keeping our immune system strong is very important, especially during these challenging times, as we all know. You'll see chronic fatigue on here and mental health disorders such as Alzheimer's. And to me, one of the first signs that something's happening in your gut is if you have skin conditions such as acne, rosacea, eczema, or psoriasis. All right, so this is going to be a pretty heavy scientific slide, but bear with me for a moment. Pretend that you're in your 7th grade science class. So I want you to go to the bottom first, because this is one of the biggest signs of gut that needs work and needs to be improved on is something known as leaky gut syndrome. So if you look at the bottom, that's our bloodstream. See the red blood cells that are floating around in there? Our cells actually should only be getting the nutrients that they need to feed them and nothing else. So you can see that when leaky gut occurs, which is the intestinal wall, which is the second part up, usually our intestinal wall is very tight. It just has pores, which allow nutrients to be fed into the cells. But if it starts to break apart, then what happens is we have breached the blood-brain barrier, and all things that are not supposed to be in our bloodstream down at the bottom there are in there, and that starts to wreak havoc in the body. You can see on the way bottom, inflammation, autoimmunity, nutrient deficiency, and so on. So if you go up to the little part above where leaky gut is taking place, when we experience the things on the top level, this is the items that you see that are antibiotics, excess blood sugar issues, antibiotics, food allergies, and even things such as stress and pregnancy. Due to these items here, they cause the intestinal wall, which, believe it or not, is only 1 cell thick, to break down. And that means that all these things are actually getting through your body. And I can tell you that when people do a food sensitivity test with me, if the food sensitivity test might come up that they have asparagus in their bloodstream or cherries or whatever, and it's causing a reaction in the body, causing inflammation, causing that gut wall to break apart. And so that's how this all starts. And it's actually sad because many people today have leaky gut, and all these things that are causing this intestinal damage can actually be fixed or rendered or avoided to have that not happen. We can't avoid pregnancy or menopause, I understand that, but there's things that we can do to protect the lining and make it better. So that's what we're going to talk about in just a moment. So not only is our gut connected to our immune system, as I just mentioned, it's also connected to our brain health. And besides our brain, the gut is the only organ with its own nervous system. Your gut nervous system acts literally as what some people call the second brain. So you see your small intestine has many neurons in it, just as many as your spinal cord, and your gut nerve cells produce 95% of the serotonin in your body. And every class neurotransmitter in your brain resides in your gut. So it contains literally sometimes more neurotransmitters than your brain does. Researchers have found that that gut-brain connection plays an important part in the gastrointestinal function, but also it has to do with your states of feeling and intuitive decision-making. So you can understand then why the gut must be completely in balance for your brain to be in balance. So this to me is really, really important. So what do we do? Where do we start? And as I mentioned, gut health literally affects your entire body. So this is where we start if you want to get healthier, feel better, live longer, and thrive. So consider the important jobs that your gut performs regularly. That includes breaking down your food, absorbing nutrients, keeping out toxins, and producing nutrients. And that's a lot of work, actually, right? So for optimal immunity, detoxification, and nourishment, your gut has to perform seamlessly. So what do? How do we feed it? The best approach to feed your gut the bacteria and the right foods that it needs, it's almost like fertilizing that healthy inner garden that I was talking about before. You have to give it fresh, real, whole foods. That's when good bacteria thrives. When you feed it junk, bad bugs flourish, resulting in leaky gut, toxic overload, and inflammation. The good news is that the microbiome in your body changes with every bite of food. So you can positively alter your gut flora, beginning with your very next meal. Even in a perfect world, our gut has a hard time keeping things balanced. But in a world where there are many things that knock our digestive system out of balance, we want to take first a look at what we are not supposed to feed our gut. And I want you to be aware of these things. So the first thing I mentioned is junk food. That would be like processed foods, added sugars, fast or boxed foods. And unfortunately, the standard American diet today has a high amount of these. I can tell you that by eating a lot of processed foods and an excess amount of sugar, it actually grows yeast in the body, and that can lead to a damaged ecosystem in your gut. So that's the number one thing we want to be aware of. I'm not saying you have to cut it out altogether, but cut back if you can. So I'm not a doctor at all. I'm an integrative nutritionist, but not a doctor. But I cannot tell you to take out or not take your medication. So just know that. But I do know that anti-inflammatories, antibiotics, acid blocking drugs, and steroids can damage the gut and block normal digestive function. So by being a little bit more preventative, maybe we can reduce the amount of medications that we'll need, especially as we age, and we can be more mindful of the over-the-counter drugs that we're getting. All right, I've mentioned sugar a few times. Sugar today is in practically everything, and that includes alcohol. It's in ketchup, it's in, sometimes it's in salad dressings, and so we really need to become big label readers. Our body needs about 36 grams a day. That's actually 9 teaspoons. There are literally 4 grams in a teaspoon, but most Americans today are getting between 90 and 150 grams a day. So I encourage you to read labels and to just know what the names of sugar are. Many of them go by words ending in OSE, like glucose or fructose, but there are, you can Google, there are 61 names that sugar goes by today. So once you start to learn the names, you can start reading labels. I can tell you that cereals sometimes have 6 to 8 different kinds of sugar in them. So we just want to be, once again, aware. All right. Last webinar, if you didn't hear about it or didn't listen to the replay or weren't on with us a couple of weeks ago, we talked about lightening up the toxic load. And I can tell you that we don't just get toxins in our food supply today. We have preservatives and additives and dyes and waxes and chemicals that sometimes we can't even pronounce, and even artificial sweeteners. But we also are getting toxins in our skincare products, what we clean our homes with. So I'd love for you to stay tuned for part 4 of this series, which is on April 21st, because we're going to be talking about how you can make your home one of the safest places on earth. But more importantly, once again, I would encourage you to just start looking around to see where you can start to make changes. Talk to the person that invited you to hear more about some of the products for our skincare line and our green product line. Those will be coming up in a future webinar. All right. I don't know if you know what digestive enzymes are, but they play a key role in breaking down the food that you eat. These proteins can speed up the chemical reactions that turn nutrients into substances that your digestive tract can absorb. So your saliva literally has digestive enzymes in it. They say that digestion begins in the mouth, and some of our organs, such as the pancreas, the gallbladder, and the liver, also release digestive enzymes. And these are certain cells on the intestinal surfaces that we want to make sure that we're taking care of. And so it's a known fact that as we age, we lose these digestive enzymes. I don't know if you're anything like me, but I used to be able to eat a big hamburger with raw onions on it. But now it doesn't sit too well in my stomach. It kind of repeats itself. So that might be happening to you. Some people claim that cucumbers do that to them, or peppers. Well, that is actually a sign that you're starting to lose some of your digestive enzymes that support processing raw foods. So also stress and zinc deficiencies and a couple other things can have you be lacking in digestive enzymes. So we're going to talk about a remedy for this a little bit later. Stress. I know that we cannot avoid stress sometimes, but we can certainly learn how to manage it. It can create a little bit of stress, can create leaky gut, like I mentioned before, and it actually starts to change the bacteria in your gut if you're under chronic stress. So all I'm asking is that you learn ways to manage your stress. And if you come back next week, our third part in this series is all about stress and anxiety, and we'll be talking a little bit more about that. All right, so the foundation of your good health in your gut begins in what you do eat. Those are some of the things that I asked you to take a look at and possibly avoid, but what should we be focusing on? All right, first thing is fiber-rich foods and tons of green leafy vegetables. You cannot get enough of green leafy vegetables. They're full of energy. They get their energy from the sun. They're filled with what's called chlorophyll. They actually have beautiful properties that have tons of fiber and provide the food that I was telling you about. It's called the prebiotic, the food for those probiotics or the healthy bacteria in your gut. So as many green and even overall vegetables that you can get in, the better. Secondly, I'd like to mention fruits, and I'm going to say low sugar fruits. If you've ever heard of the glycemic index, you know that there's a scale out there that measures how fast a particular food increases your blood sugar and absorption into your body. So the first thing on the list that's beneficial for you would be berries. These are low on the glycemic index. Cherries, pears, and apples also are. I can tell you that watermelon and pineapple are a little bit high or on the glycemic index, as well as bananas. So I'm not saying don't eat fruit, but try to stick with ones that are lower in sugar if you can. That's a little bit more helpful. All right. If you're not familiar with gluten, I think it's become a huge topic today. More than any time in the history have there been people that are gluten sensitive today. So you want to, gluten is actually a protein enzyme that causes inflammation in the gut. We've altered our wheat crops in this country, so it's very prevalent. We've also started to genetically modify our wheat products. So you want to look for grains that are gluten-free that include quinoa, amaranth, millet, buckwheat, and teff, as well as rice, both white and brown rice. Those are non-gluten grains. And if you can get them as a whole grain, that's even better. All right, legumes, beans, and pulses. You might not have ever heard the word pulses before, but those are the edible seeds of plants in the legume family. Legumes are things that come in a pod, such as edamame or soybeans. Actually, cacao or the chocolate bean comes in a pod. Any other kinds of beans like kidney beans and red beans or mung beans. These are all rich sources of fiber and have B vitamins, and they're a great replacement for meat if you're a vegetarian, because they're a beautiful source of protein. So start looking at those a little bit differently. All right, and this is actually a picture of the bone broth that I made in my kitchen recently. If you've never heard of bone broth, it's when you can take the bones, the butcher will provide you with bones, or if you've actually had your own meat, save the bones. I usually will bag some of the bones up in the freezer until I have enough to make a broth. And what we're actually doing is we're cooking them down so that all the collagen and the marrow from the bones actually seeps into the broth, and it's actually extremely helpful for the digestive tract. It binds with water to support the healthy transmission of food through your intestines. And so if you want to make your own, that's fantastic. If anyone wants to reach out to me, I'll give you a recipe. But you can also buy bone broth in the stores today very readily. Very good for healing the gut. If you happen to have leaky gut, it will start to seal up the gut due to that gelatin and the marrow and the collagen. That's a good thing. And lastly, if you aren't familiar with fermented foods are foods that have been cultured or fermented so that they're actually growing good bacteria in them. You've probably heard of sauerkraut, the kind that's been fermented in a jar, not the kind that's in that plastic bag next to the hot dogs. It has to say it's got good bacteria on it or it's cultured. Also kefir, kombucha, miso, kimchi, and so if it says there's some pickles, my favorite brand is actually Bubby's. It'll say on there that they have the mother in there or they're fermented. So by adding more fermented foods into your diet, they're good for your digestion and your gut health, and they're actually replacing some of the beneficial bacteria that you're trying to remember build back up again. So these are all the foods that, along with all the other wonderful foods that we have out there, these are the top 6 or so that I highly suggest that you start looking into. All right. So I have a 4-step protocol that I practice, which is reducing the foods that I mentioned earlier that we're avoiding, and then replacing them with appropriate alternatives by replenishing with vitamins and supplements that enhance our digestion and our brain and immune health, and then repairing our body with probiotics. So with all that being said, I would actually like to tell you that I know how hard it can be to make food choices every single day that affect your body in a positive way. And so sometimes not everybody loves to cook, as I mentioned before, and not everybody can eat like all that we mentioned. So we need to learn how to fill in those nutrient gaps. And so I would like to turn this over to Ashley right now so that she can take a moment and share with you about our brand partner, the Shaklee Corporation, that will allow you to do just that. And I don't know, Ashley, if there's anything you want to say about this slide before I switch it.
Well, I love this slide because we're going to talk about this strip of vitamins in a few minutes. But when you look at this slide, there's a lot of food there. And for instance, it shows that you need 27 servings of almonds and 17 bananas and a dozen eggs and 5 chicken breasts. And the list goes on, as you can see, that you would need to eat all of that in one day in order to get what's in that little strip of vitamin picture there on the right-hand side. And it's really powerful how much nutrients you can get from our supplements that can help replenish some of the things you're not getting in your diet. So we'll talk about that more in a minute. But first, I want to tell you a little bit more about Shaklee. And our vision of this company is really to bring true wellness to the world. And we are a purpose-driven company. We're really about these 4 areas: physical health, financial health, emotional health, and environmental health. And our physical health, through making the right lifestyle choices and products that help support your overall health and wellness, is what we're really talking about. In your financial health, there's an opportunity for anyone to earn an income by sharing Shaklee products and coaching and leading a team of others who are doing the same thing. As I had mentioned why I did this business earlier, and it's a great opportunity for anyone that's looking to make extra income or travel or wants to make a difference for other people. And then emotional health, it's really necessary and part of it that come through the connection and the support of the people who are dedicated to your success and your well-being, and as part of this incredible Shaklee community. And I feel so blessed to have you all here as part of our community and to be connecting with you even through a computer screen. And our environmental health, because none of us can thrive in an unhealthy world. And we're going to be talking more about the environmental health on the April 21st call. So be sure to tune into that. So people today understand that wellness is a holistic concept. You can't have it unless you have each of the pillars that contribute to it. And that's what we call true wellness. We have a vision of becoming the leading provider of true wellness in the world. So who is Shaklee? I mean, there are a lot of data points here on this slide, but let's go through them a little quickly. So people want to be with a brand that they trust. And Shaklee is a pioneer and an innovator in this nutritional industry. Our founder, Dr. Shaklee, invented the first multivitamin in our country in over 106 years ago. Shaklee developed the first plant-based protein, as well as many other advances in the nutritional research. Shaklee products are based on science. We have over 100 clinical studies that prove the safety, efficacy, and performance of our products. And the most important is our landmark study. And our landmark study, just to give you a quick recap, is a study that was done with people that have used the different products, people that have used nothing, and people that have used other products. And it really showed that people that use Shaklee live healthier, longer lives with better statistics in every area you can imagine. And it's it's a published study showing and proving that that's true. And Shaklee products have powered the performance of world-class athletes who have won 151 gold, silver, and bronze medals in the summer and winter games. We've also been part of every mission at NASA Space Shuttle program since 1998. And of course, our products are 100% unconditional guaranteed. And we're the first company in the world to be able to offset all of our carbon emissions. And we're leading the way in sustainability. And we're really proud of all these accomplishments. And we have so many more, of course. But these are just a few of the reasons that over 2 million people and Shaklee family members throughout the world really feel that they can trust and partner with us. And for their financial, their emotional, their environmental, and their physical health. Let's make a difference for the health of our world. And that's what Shaklee is really about, making a difference. We do things differently. The way that Shaklee does testing of our products, the way that we run our manufacturing, everything. It's a company that our products are beyond organic. They're guaranteed safe, they're guaranteed proven, and they are 100% unconditional money back guaranteed as well. So it's everything you need. And this is what I love about Shaklee. We're really about whole health, a healthy inner you, a healthy outer you, and healthy environment around you. So we have our nutritional supplements, our sports nutrition, our healthy weight program, everything for healthy beauty, from our shampoos and conditioners and deodorants to our incredibly patented anti-aging skincare system, and our green cleaning products that save you money. And it's a small line that does everything you need in your kitchen, bathroom, and laundry room. And as I said, on April 21st, the call is going to be all about green because it's right in time for Earth Day. So Shaklee really makes it simple. So if you've ever built a house, you know that you need a foundation, right? You need to have that foundation to build a house on. So when you're building your health, you really need a great foundation. And the way we recommend foundation is our core nutrition. And this is everything that you need to be able to help your body get those basic nutrients. And then the person that invited you helps you to customize whatever else you need if you have other health issues. And so this product line, what we recommend is, we had mentioned Vitalizer, and you saw that little strip at the beginning, and see there's the strip again, and you had to eat all those things, remember, in one day to get those nutrients. Well, this product has all the vitamins and minerals you need. You take it once a day. It's easy, it's compact, you just pop them out and you take those, and you can see there, you get your vitamins, your minerals, your enzymes, your antioxidants, and the list goes on. And so Vitalizer comes in men, women, and for people over 50. And again, what you're going to want to do is when we're done, you're going to want to talk to the person that invited you so they can help tailor your program for you. And then the other option is Armyology. And this is nutrition made simple. This is a great way to be able to see what is recommended for you. You take a simple assessment that you get from the person that invited you tonight, and they'll send you a link. It takes 3 to 5 minutes. You take this health assessment and it tells you some things that are recommended for you. And then you can see it becomes personalized with your name on it, a little pack you take once a day. And it really gives you that that clear picture of what you need. So some people choose Vitalizer, some people choose Myology, but that's your basic core nutrition. But then it's really important to add that protein. It's how you start your day. And it's really important because the protein is important because all of our cells are made up of protein. And Shaklee makes a plant-based, all-natural protein powder. It's non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, kosher, keto-friendly. It's only, it comes in 4 different flavors in the soy version, and also comes in a plant version in 2 flavors currently. It's healthy, delicious. It's an all-meal, clinically proven to help you thrive and create a longer, healthier life. It gives you increased energy, and it helps you feel fuller, longer, with 20 grams of ultra pure non-GMO protein with precise ratios, all 9 essential amino acids, starting at the calories vary between 130, 170, and it's clinically proven to help you reach and maintain your healthy weight. It's powered by leucine, which is an amino acid that helps you build lean muscle mass, burns the fat, and improves your metabolism. And this leucine, it's the most effective brain chain amino acid for inhibiting that muscle breakdown. So we love what that does. It really helps give a leaner looking you. So one of the great things is this kit is called the Pruvit Challenge. And it's awesome because with the giving you your basic nutrition with your vitamins and your protein, you get this free box of a 7-day healthy cleanse. This gives you vitamins that you take in the morning, at night, and then you eat basically fruits and vegetables throughout that week. And we have a whole program that we help guide you along, and we have resources everywhere to help you, but it helps jumpstart weight loss. Or if you don't want to lose weight, you can just help maintain your weight. It helps reduce cravings and supports digestion, gives you better sleep and more focus and energy. It's just an awesome product. And you can get that for free with this product line. So here you go. You can see in this Pruvit Challenge, you can either choose Vitalizer or Myology with your protein, and then you get the free cleanse, you get free shipping, free membership, which the membership basically gives you a 15% discount anytime you order products. And then you will continue to get that 15% discount. And we also have a distributor membership that you can get some additional discounts and lots of other benefits. And again, you get that free 7-day healthy cleanse. So once you decide that you're ready to start, you're going to really want to talk to the person invited you to have them help you figure out what's best for you. So let's talk about a few of the other products in the digestive support line. This is alfalfa. We love alfalfa. Alfalfa is considered the father of all foods. And Alison spoke about the importance of keeping our digestion healthy. So this is a signature formula of Dr. Shaklee's. And he grew up in a farm in Iowa and experienced firsthand the variety of nutrients alfalfa contains, including calcium, phosphorus, chlorophyll, and bioflavonoids. And you can see the list of how many things alfalfa really helps with. Love it, love it, love it. Next, we recommend Easyjest. Now, you heard Alison talk about those enzymes that are breaking down as we're getting older. Well, Shaklee Easyjest contains 3 digestive enzymes because some of us are going to, as we age, continue to lose those. So it's important to help relieve gas, bloating, feeling the fullness, and aids in digestion of dairy, proteins, fats, and complex carbohydrates. So that's a really awesome product that really helps to make us feel better as we're eating, let's say. And then probiotics, one of my all-time favorite products. We need to continually replace the good bacteria. Remember, she talked about we had those bacteria in our bellies. We're feeding something, and we want to feed the good ones. And we need to do that on a daily basis because those good ones can die off. So you want to look for a high quality probiotic that has high CFUs, which is just colony forming units of live bacteria. They count in there. It's a variety of strands. So Shaklee has what's called Optiflora DI, and that provides benefit via a proprietary formula with 10 billion CFUs and 4 bacterial strands. It's proven in clinical studies to provide digestive and immune support. It helps support intestinal flora, good bacteria, maintain regularity, reduced occasional gas and bloating, and constipation. And we also have the Optiflora Pearl, the one there on the right you can see. It's triple encapsulated, so which means to you that it makes it through your makes it through the stomach acid, and it gets to the intestines where it can colonize and multiply. And lastly, we have the prebiotic, which is actually food for the probiotic. So it's full of fiber and inulin, and it really helps to continue growing those good, healthy bacteria. So let's move to brain health for a minute. These two we really recommend to help, which is MindWorks, which is clinically shown to improve your mental sharpness, help your focus. It gives you vital nutrients to really help protect your brain as it ages, because our brain starts to shrink. So we want to help protect that. And MindWorks is really great for that. And then Omega Guard is the full spectrum omega-3 fatty acid, supports heart, brain, eyes, and joint wellness as well. So those are really important for our brain health, which also in turn helps our digestion. So the next part is we need to protect our immune system, right? Especially in this crazy weather world and all these crazy viruses, while our immune system is really important to help strengthen. So when we're powering up our immune system, one of our favorites is Nutrifuron. Nutrifuron is a patented breakthrough immune product. It was designed to give daily support to the immune system. We love this product because this product was developed by Dr. Kojima, who spent 40 years of his life trying to find a product to help to naturally increase the interferon that we already have in our body. And when this was developed, it was powerful enough that it could have been sold to a pharmaceutical company, but we bought the worldwide rights with Shaklee so that we have this product to help bring a natural way to keep your immune system strong and healthy. And I can't even say enough amazing things about Nutrifuron. The next one is Triple Defense Boost. This product spent 8 years trying to perfect and just happened to come out in this past year, which is so awesome because it's a triple boost. It's immune supporting, immune boosting, and immune defending. It's got natural killer cells. It helps to boost the natural killer cells. And it's got C and zinc and D and elderberry and all the really great immune boosting nutrients, and it tastes so good. I love to drink it hot. I drink it hot every day, or if it's a hot day and I'm outside in a nice ice water, it's delicious that way as well. So love Triple Defense Boost. Now, we all know vitamin C is important, right? We get vitamin C from oranges and you know, it's one of those important things that we need for our immune system. Well, I love that we have 3 ways you can get vitamin C into your body. And right before we started, I had a chewable vitamin C that I was sucking on just to like wet my throat, and I love the taste of it. So it's not just for kids tasting like a sweet tart. It's for all of us. And then we also have a Swallow, which is a sustained release that releases 100 milligrams of vitamin C every hour, but actually lasts in your body over 12 hours. And then our Vitalized Immunity, which is awesome because it's this little tablet that's an effervescent tablet that you drop in water and it effervescens and it tastes like oranges. And it's like eating 16 oranges. And it's so great. It's one of those healthy things, like some of the things out on the market that are out there that you drink to get your vitamin C. Well, this is a healthy version. And what's really great is if you have not ordered yet in the month of March, you can get that free for ordering today, because it's the last day of March. You can get that for free. So really check out the different vitamin C's, and a great way to get the triple defense for free. I'm sorry, the Vitalized Immunity. Okay, let's not forget about our kids. We have some really great things. I mentioned the vitamin C that they can chew on, but we also have Armyology for kids. It's awesome. They can put their name on it. They can pick their icon, and then they get these yummy gummies, which are a multivitamin, an immune boosting gummy, as well as an omega-3 gummy, or it's called a jelly actually. And kids love them, easy to take once a day. They open up the pack and they can really help protect their immune system and their gut as well. So this shows you the little gummies. It shows you that they're dairy-free, soy-free, gluten-free, non-GMO, egg-free, nut-free, and shellfish-free. And it says ages 4 and older. And I will tell you that my big kids, my teenagers, also love them. And they have their boxes, even though they swallow all the vitamins, and they take the Vitalizer strip, but they like these too. So we do have them for both of them as well. Okay, so this is talking about committing to the challenge. And we're going to hear a great testimony in a second. And I want you to really consider what this can mean for you. And this Pruvit Challenge is $159. And you get all of those. You get your Vitalizer, Armyology, your protein, the free cleanse. Remember, you get the free shipping and the free membership. And today you get the free the free Vitalized Immunity. And if you go up to $175, you can get a free greens boost, and you'll get to see that. Oh, there you go. So the special offer, which we'll talk about a little bit more in a minute, because let me introduce, it's my privilege and honor to introduce our birthday girl. Today is my mother's birthday, and she is taking time out of her schedule to give us her testimony because she has an incredible gut health testimony. And I feel very blessed that she's here to share it with us all. And I hope you all appreciate it as much as I do. And introducing my mom, Hannah Sherpin.
Hi, everyone. Glad to be with you all tonight. I know that Allison and Ashley just did a dynamic job. I hope you all took lots of notes. Invite lots of people to these programs because truly the information is awesome. Well, actually, we came into Shaklee not because of the products. We actually came in because we were looking for a side business. And when we were introduced to this business, I have to tell you, we were so impressed with everything we heard. But the only problem was that I knew I couldn't take supplements because every time I ever tried them, they'd upset my intestines even more. And so
Title 42.
anyone that we could do have them mute.
We got to be able to, everybody can mute. That would be helpful. Joyce, can you mute, please? I can't.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So I have to say, we were truly impressed. We were impressed with what we heard about the products. We were impressed with what we heard about the business. But my first reaction was, I just can't take supplements. They upset my intestines even more. And it was really great to hear that he said, you know, if you can eat food, you're going to be able to have these products. So I said I'd be a great test case. Couldn't imagine it could be any different, but it was. Obviously, I wouldn't be talking to you tonight. But truly, the business and the products changed our lives for good, in every way for good. And I couldn't imagine that I could have more than just the energy, which even that was important to me because I had no energy. So I was ecstatic that I got 3 more hours to every day because I could stay up past 9 o'clock at night. It was great. And I was also just ecstatic that one thing after another seemed to be resolved for me. Didn't have to go on the allergy shots the doctor suggested. Didn't have to have any more trouble with my menstrual problems. My migraine headaches that I had from the time I was 5 years old, everything just kept resolving itself as my body got fed the right nutrients. And then the most dramatic of all is I had Crohn's disease. And although we have to be very careful how we say things so it doesn't sound like we're claiming cures or anything like that, all I can tell you is my doctor said and wrote me a letter of testimony that my scar tissue was gone. And he said that would hold up in a court of law. He said, because everybody will tell you that's impossible. So obviously we were ecstatic with what was happening for me. And, you know, the products you're hearing about tonight, as Ashley's describing this Pruvit Challenge for you, most everything that I took was in that product line. But they also talked about alfalfa, which was really critical for me. And of course, those probiotics, which you want to make sure you have, whether you're doing the Armyology or the strips. And just real quickly to tell you, the most recent people that I've been working with who have digestive issues, some of which is as serious as Crohn's, some with ulcerative colitis, and a few with IBS, and another one that's a very unusual one. And you know what I'm hearing over and over again? Reduce gas and bloating, not a feeling of not being able to empty, no more nausea, no more cramping, getting energy again, feeling good again. And, you know, that is just the best feeling in the world. And that's one of the things that I love best about our business, even though it gives us tremendous opportunity for everything from income and travel and car program, and all kinds of other goodies that I absolutely love. But that feeling of knowing you are making a difference in people's lives like that, and they don't have to suffer like I know I did. And it is just the most wonderful thing to know that the more you help other people in our business, the more you help yourself, both in terms of our business and in terms of our products. So just feel very, very grateful in every way.
Oh, thank you so much, Hannah. Thank you very much. That was amazing. And we're just thrilled. Everyone must be thrilled with hearing how everything just changed in your whole life. It's quite amazing. Thank you and happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right, so I appreciate that, and I'm going to just remind everyone that there's a couple things happening here. So obviously we mentioned that building a good foundation and getting your core nutrition in is really a beautiful way to start. And the Pruvit Challenge Kit has all the things that you need to get started. And you can pick either the Vitalizer or the Armyology, as Ashley mentioned. You get 2 canisters of the Life Shake, and then they waive the membership fee, they waive the shipping fee, and you get that 7-day cleanse kit for free also, which is around a $40 value. So there's a savings of about $90 just with the Pruvit Challenge Kit. But today is the last day of March, and all through this month, we actually had a free Vitalized Immunity with any order. So if you want to speak to the person that invited you, I'm sure they would be waiting to hear from you, and they would help you customize your kit and get your Vitalized Immunity for free, as well as free membership shipping and the cleanse kit. If you want to add in any targeted products specifically for your gut, your immune health, or your brain health that we mentioned, like the Easyjest for those digestive enzymes, or the Omega Guard for your omega-3s, essential fatty acids, and you get that order up to $175. Then Shackley has also added in a free organic greens booster. And I don't know if you know what that is, but it is literally organic, dehydrated kale, spinach, and broccoli. So you can add it to a smoothie, you can add it to meatloaf, you can add it to muffins. I've added it to soups. It's a beautiful way to get your greens in. I mentioned how important the fiber was and how important that is for your gut health. So we've got a couple special offers this evening, and I highly encourage you, please talk to the person that invited you. If you have that sense of urgency that you want to get started right away, and that Vitalized Immunity is important to you, then the order really needs to get in this evening. But just know that we are providing you with a foundation for a healthier life, and we want to be able to fuel your immune health as well as your brain health and your digestive health, because that's how every one of these things is connected. Your brain, your immune, and your gut health are all connected. So we are thrilled that you joined us tonight. I know we shared a whole ton of information, but I just want to remind you that this was the second in our series, and there's 2 more coming up. Next Thursday night on April 7th, it's called Come Out of the Dark. And this is all about decluttering your mind, your body, and your environment. And we're going to discuss how stress and anxiety affects our overall health. And then on April 21st, in honor of Earth Day, that one will be called Get the Green Light. And we're going to be talking about how we can be removing toxins from our home and our environment and making our homes the safest place on Earth. So thank you so much for coming. If anyone wants to stay on, I'm going to stop sharing this and open it up for questions. If there's any specific questions about what you learned, then please ask.
And I want to
Ashley
say before we stop recording, to make sure that anybody that's listening to the recording, since this is the last day of the month, even if you're interested in things, be sure to talk to the person that invited you, because there are specials regularly, and I'm sure they can help you figure out what's the best offer for you at that time. So thank you, everybody, and awesome. Thank you for all the information, Allison, and Mom, thanks for sharing your testimony.
Does anyone have any questions for us about all that we talked about? That was a ton of information, but truly this is probably, I keep saying this over and over again, but this is, our gut health affects every other part of our body. So it's really, really important.
Allison, I have a question. Hi, this is fabulous. I listen to you a lot, but I just learn something every time, and you're so thorough. Both of you work beautifully together. I loved every sentence. It was really important. But it actually came up today because I was sharing about the Vitalized Immunity, and this customer asked me, well, can't you get too much vitamin C? Because she was concerned with 16 oranges. And I just thought, well, why don't I ask the other people?
That's a great question. I will say that there are things called water-soluble vitamins and fat-soluble vitamins. And actually vitamins B and C are water-soluble, which are the 2 vitamins that we pee out. And so you can't overdose on vitamin C because the body regulates it. And the best thing about a couple of the products is that sustained release vitamin C that we have. It's guaranteed over the whole day to be able to keep giving you a shot of C because you are eliminating it. So in answer to your question, you can't get too much C.
Okay, so the 16 oranges is fine.
Yeah, the 16 oranges, we're referencing that, but that's the amount of vitamins. You'd have to eat 16 oranges to get the amount of vitamin C that's in that vitalized immunity.
Right.
And it's actually, it's like giving your body a shot of immune boost. And
Right.
especially, if you're coming down with something or you're not feeling well, but just every day you can have that vitamin C and vitalized immunity because we will eliminate it. We have to
Okay,
keep replenishing it. Yeah.
thank you for
And-
that great
and-
clarification.
And I'll tell
Yes.
you a little tidbit that I have heard in the past about vitamin C is everything that Alison said is absolutely true. And one way to know if you've had too much vitamin C is, because I love it, and like I said, I could eat them like candy. And I also drink the Vitalized Immunity and the Triple Defense Boost. But as soon as you get like diarrhea, you know to go back one. That's how you know.
All right,
You go back one from what you had, and
okay.
because it's just comes out.
Start over the next day.
Yep.
That's funny.
Thank you. Thank both of you.
All right. Anybody else?
Allison, I just wanted to mention, I just put in a pick order tonight and the total was 159 and they put in the greens.
I saw.
Yes, they are finding that has happened for most people.
I think because, there's a discount because there's so much savings. They're looking at maybe what the total retail price was, but I saw that. So for anyone that doesn't know, the pick is the Pruvit Challenge Kit. Yes. So
That's
there's
very good.
two things. If you ordered that kit tonight, you'd get the Vitalized Immunity and the greens booster.
We hope to see you all next week. It's not 2 weeks this time, it's 1 week. So 1 week from today, April 7th. So hope to see you there for our next one.
Stress and anxiety and decluttering. All right.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. Nice to see you. Thanks so
Good
much.
night.
Thank
Much.
you.
Very interesting.
Thank you.
Thank you, Allison. Thank you,
All right, you
Ashley.
guys.
It was
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you.
Everybody, thank you for coming on. Thanks, guys. Thanks for presenting.